Did you know that one Etsy seller is making over $2,400 a month from a listing that is only 2 months old? And another seller is earning around $1,960 per month from a listing that's just 4 months old. And here's the thing, they are completely designed freely in Canva. Today I'm showing you how to create 3 of these high-demand, low-competition wedding products in a trending theme, all without needing any design experience. By the way, if you're new here, hey friends, it's Roxy. I help digital product creators like yourself design smarter, sell faster, build passive income streams, and stand out online. You're definitely in the right place if you want to create a thriving digital products business. And before we jump in, make sure to grab your free guide in the description below. It is packed with 101 different digital product ideas for wedding season. It will help you brainstorm even more Etsy digital products within the wedding niche, and trust me, it is a gold mine. The wedding market is huge, as we all know, and couples are basically willing to pay more for cohesive and beautiful printable bundles of their wedding decor and for bridal showers as well. And this particular style is called Love in Bloom, and it's soft, romantic, and super trendy this season. Brides are searching for invitations, welcome signs, menus, and more. These are all items that brides are searching for on Etsy right now. And to round this off, this particular niche or this sub-niche of the wedding category is unsaturated, meaning you can stand out without needing to compete with thousands of other listings. And also, bundling this up with a few extra items, taking that extra time to really create a high quality bundle means you are going to be able to charge so much more. And as I mentioned before, one seller is earning $2,400, as we can see here. And the listing age of this particular listing is only 2 months, which is insane. If we have a deeper look at this, this is a bundle, and as you can see, it includes an invitation, it includes a event sign, we've got a mimosa bar sign here, we've got cupcake toppers, so it's really going the extra mile to provide as much value and as much variation for that bridal shower. And because they have taken that additional time, they are able to charge a higher price point. And as you can see, in that 2 months alone, this is now a bestseller. It has had 20 plus views in the last 24 hours. And the thing is with Etsy is that it will say 20 plus views, but that could actually be 50 or 100 views. But it doesn't tell you. Once it gets to over 20 views, it doesn't tell you any more than that. So who knows how many views this is really getting each and every day. If we're looking at this listing as well, we can see that the monthly revenue is $1,960 and the listing age is only 4 months. This is also in demand, and we have confirmation that 3 people have bought this in the last 24 hours. And this is an even higher price point than the product listing before, which is so encouraging. It's a beautiful design, obviously, and they are again going that extra mile to make sure that everything that you could need for a bridal shower is included. One thing that I would maybe add to go that extra mile is to maybe even create some bridal shower games, and then you could call this the ultimate bridal shower bundle, and then again command an even higher price point, because then you're really giving the whole nuts and bolts of what would be included in a bridal shower bundle. If we're quickly moving on to some other listings, this one is a bestseller. It is in demand, and 2 people have bought this in the last 24 hours. Again, this is a bridal shower sign. So this is being sold individually, and 2 people have also bought this in the last 24 hours at an £8.50 price point, which maybe is about $10 if you're in the US or elsewhere. And that's just for this very simply made single page printable. Lastly, here is another product listing for an invitation, again another bestseller, and 3 people have bought this in the last 24 hours. So that was just a brief overview of the fact that this particular Love in Bloom niche within that bridal and wedding category is basically in high demand at the moment. People are putting up listings and getting them to bestseller status and selling thousands of dollars of their product within a couple of months. And so that is super encouraging, letting us know that there is high demand but low competition for these types of products. So today in this video, I am going to be walking you through designing 3 of these printables in this Love in Bloom theme. And we are going to be creating a bridal shower invitation, a floral welcome sign, and we are going to be creating an advice for the bride card. And yes, we're all doing it in Canva for free. So without further ado, let's hop on over to Canva and get started. Okay, so here we are over in Canva and we are going to click custom size. We're going to start with the invitation. And so we want the width to be 5 and then the height to be 7. We actually want to change this to inches. So then we just go back in and type 5 by 7 there. And then we're going to click create a new design. And that is just 5 by 7 is just the general kind of sizing and dimensions for invitations. But, you know, to include additional value, you might want to include different dimensions, maybe a 6 by 4 or an 8 by 10 if you wanted to go that big. But yeah, the more you can include, the better. But we will be designing one that is 5 by 7 inches. So now we know that that the theme, the aesthetic is floral. So we definitely want to find some lovely, beautiful summer florals. But before we do that, I'm just going to lay out the kind of the information on this page first, and then we'll go in and pretty it up with those florals. So I'm going to click T for text, and then I'm going to type love. I think I'll have that on its own line. And then I'm going to click T for text again. I'm going to type in. And we might even have that on its own line as well. And then T for text again. And then bloom. And I'm putting them on their own line so that I can change their sizings individually and just have some more flexibility with design. So yeah, so we've got the love in bloom. I think I'm going to have that on one line and then in bloom on the next line down. Next, I'm going to click T for text because now this is where we're going to put out all the information for the invitation. So you are invited to, and then maybe on the next line, we're going to put Anna's bridal shower. I'll just extend that. And then I'm going to click T again. And then now we are going to, so actually, we'll put Anna. I'm going to put Anna Burton's bridal shower. So we'll have that all on one line. And then here it will be the date. So we want the 29th of May, 2025. And then we're going to click T for text again. And then we'll say at 2 p.m. T for text again. And we're going to put the address there. We will say, I'm just going to make something up here. I'm going to put Lunar View Restaurant. I don't know what they said there. And then I'll put the address 123 anywhere. I actually might put this on another line as well. So T for text again. And it'll be 123 anywhere. Street. Anywhere, and then a random state, I guess. And then I'm going to click T for text again, and that will be where the zip code, or we call it postcode, will go. So I'm just going to make up a random postcode or zip code. Lastly, we want to put the RSVP. I'm just going to select all of this and bring it out so I've got some more space. And then RSVP by May 1st. To Christina at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What we also might want to include here is reference to a bridal shower list. So I'm going to click T for text lastly, and we'll put registered at, I don't know, bed, bath, and beyond. That just came to the top of my brain. But yeah, you would add the reference to wherever they have registered their bridal shower or wedding list at. So now we've kind of put the kind of main framework of the information that we need to include on this invitation. What I might do now is I will probably go ahead and change up the font and just arrange things on the page, and then we'll go in and add those blooms at the end. So I think I might have like some kind of garlands that drape down on this right hand side, and maybe kind of a something down here as well. So I might have the title of this particular invitation more justified to the left. So I'm just going to have that there. And I'm definitely going to introduce some really kind of lovely calligraphy font as well. Because I just think that's just kind of one of those things that people have come to expect with wedding invitations and things like that. Okay. So now I'm just going to move all of this down a bit, make sure it's all centered. So now I'm just going to design, and I will interject a little bit, but I'm going to be mostly silent as I design. And if this is just more of an over the shoulder look that you can also follow along with as well. And be sure to leave any questions in the comments if there's anything that you are unsure of or that you need additional advice on. So I'm just going to go silent for a while now. Now I'm actually highlighting these because I kind of want them to be tidied up a bit, and just to make the spacing roughly the same. So I'm just gonna, I've highlighted it, I've gone to position, and I'm just gonna click tidy up, and that kind of just makes everything more equidistanced from each other. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller because that doesn't need to be so big. So that's 10. I'm just gonna actually make it 10, and then make this 10 as well, and then make this a little bit smaller, but not as small as the RSVP. So now I'm actually going to highlight all of this, go to position again, and then tidy that up as well. So that is, as you can see, it's spaced it out a bit better for us. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to choose some fonts so that I can really get a feel for how this is going to look. So I'm going to go to fonts here. And I think the Bloom and the In, I kind of want those to be more of a calligraphy type font and this to be a bit more bold, but still quite elegant. I think that's really nice there. And now I might make it a bit bigger and also just adjust the letter spacing to make it a bit more spaced out. Now for this, I'm going to definitely choose a calligraphy type font. So you can usually kind of sometimes type in what you want and it will kind of give you some styles around that kind of keyword that you typed in. So I've typed in calligraphy and there are some lovely calligraphy fonts. I mean, Canva and their fonts are always my kryptonite because I can spend just literally way too long trying to choose the perfect font. But sometimes you just need to go with something that looks decent and then just get it up there. It's better to, you know, just stop that overthinking and just get your product to market rather than trying to tweak and perfect. That's something I've had to learn the hard way, that you just need to get something that is, you know, imperfectly perfect, if you know what I mean, and just get it out there. It's better than you just going over and over and saying, no, I can do this, make this better, make this better. No, it's better to get it out there and tweak once it's out there in the wild. So this is a really nice one. So I'm actually going to change into that same font as well. Yep, I really like the combo of the Seasons font and then this slight font. Hopefully you're following along as well. So now I like the way that looks. And now I'm just going to change all of these, this particular font, everything that is Poppins, which is the rest of this, to the Seasons font as well. So I'm going to click that and then I'm going to click Change All. And so that's changed the rest of the design there. I'm now going to just bring this down a little bit, I think. And what I might do is I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, just to really highlight the fact that of whose bridal shower it is. Make sure it's in the middle, expand it a bit, make sure it's in the middle again. And now I'm just going to highlight this again, go to position and click tidy up so that it just respaces everything. So now I'm liking the way everything is looking. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the fun bit, which is bringing in all those really beautiful florals. So now I'm going to type in watercolor flowers. Okay, so we've got some lovely flowers. We want to make sure that they're quite bright and summery. So I'm just going to click a few. So we could use something like this. And then if we click see all, it might give us some more ideas. We could even use something that's kind of ready-made like this, which is quite pretty. So I'm just going to put that there. And then all we would do is just increase the sizing. And that actually works quite well. I would then position that to the back, which it is. And then if we click these dots here, we might be able to see more kind of designs within that kind of theming. But if not, then all you do is just copy and paste this, turn it around. And then we've positioned that to the back. Bring that down a bit so we've got more overhang up here. But that already looks really lovely. Now all we're going to do here is then we're going to, so I'm going to lock these in place. So just lock the position so that when we're trying to move other things, they don't move as well. And then now all we need to do is we just need to just change the positioning of this so everything fits nicely. So I still kind of want that off to the side. Just going to now bring that down. And now, as you can see, we've got a really beautiful Love in Bloom type invitation. So let me just unlock this, bring this up a bit so you can see more of the florals there. But just by using Canva's free ready-made elements, we've made something that's really pretty. If you wanted to add additional pizzazz, maybe we want the white background to be kind of more of a canvas textured feel. So we would then just type in textured paper. Again, make sure it's free. And so something like this would give it just a different kind of dimension to that, and we'd set that as background, and as you can see, it's kind of given it that more textured, really lovely, elegant feeling there. So that is our first printable, the Love in Bloom Bridal Shower Invitation. Next, we would now create a wedding sign. So if you are familiar with the new updates that Canva have made, there are some exciting things afoot. And one of the really cool things that you can now do is you create a design and have several different sizes and several different templates within that overall kind of folder or canvas, I guess you would call it. And so let me show you what I mean. So now we're going to go ahead and create our wedding sign, our welcome sign, bridal shower welcome sign. And we're going to click this plus button here. And we're going to click this arrow here, which says add page type. And then it's going to give us some options here. And we're going to go to more. And for the wedding sign, we want it to be a custom size again. We're going to change that to inches. And we're going to have it as 18 by 24. We click create new page. And now that is resized for that sizing, even though it doesn't really look that way, but that is what is happening within this, and it's a really cool and helpful addition for us who like to create bundles of different types of products, but in that same kind of aesthetic and that same kind of theming. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to actually copy all of this. So I've just highlighted everything, I've clicked Command and C, and now I'm going to go into this page and I'm just going to click Command and V and paste, and then just open that up a bit. It's just so it gives me a better starting point. I'm just going to take that as well. I just need to unlock it and then go ahead to over here, extend that out. And then we want that same kind of texture in the back. I'm just sending this to the back so that we can get the writing at the front. And now I'm going to select all of these. So I've just clicked Shift and then clicked each of those. Actually, I will do these ones. So now for what we need, we just need kind of welcome. So we just change this line to welcome to, and we might want to make that a bit bigger. Anna Burton's bridal shower, but we might not need to have the surname there. And then we'll make that a bit bigger. We don't need the date. Or maybe we actually might want to have the date, but we don't need the time. Because the date might be a nice keepsake for later on, actually. And then we don't need the address because everyone's there and they don't need the address. We also don't need any of that information. And so now what we're going to do is I'm just going to highlight these by clicking Shift so that I can move them all together. I'm going to kind of center that a bit more. And then I'm going to do the same with these. Click the Shift button, bring it up to the top. Just bring it down a bit. And then actually I might have these all on one line for this. And then select them all, make them slightly smaller so that they fit. And then the rest of it is just a matter of spacing and things like that. And maybe even for this, we might want to highlight the bride's name. So we'll have Anna on one line, and we might want to change that to that really nice script font that we're using, and then definitely make it a lot bigger, because it is a wedding sign-in, so you want people to be able to see immediately what is being said on that sign. So we need to make sure that it is well sized. So I'm just going to increase that to a bit bigger, and then the rest is fine. So now we have quickly added an additional printable to this bundle. So we've now got our invitation, and then we've got our sign. All we might want to do is just make the florals less prominent on there, but I think these florals are lovely. So now what we're going to go ahead and create is an advice for the bride printable. And again, because we now have that really cool function of being able to create different dimensions within the same design, we're going to then go ahead and click this add page type. We're going to go to more, and we're going to click custom size. And for these cards, I'm going to again change that to inches, go to 5 width, and then the height is 3.5 because they are cards, so they've got to be a lot smaller. And then now it's made that design for us. What I'm then going to do is I'm just going to pull this over. So I'm going to just copy this floral and paste it over here. And then I'm just going to open it up. And then I'm going to paste again. Actually, I'm going to copy this, paste again, and then flip it vertically so that we can then see that there. And then kind of let it just position it nicely so you don't really see too much of the double design, if you know what I mean. So now we are going to, for this is advice for the bride. So I definitely want to just take this and this, copy those, bring them over here, make them smaller. And then I'm going to then advice for the, I'm going to put that in the middle, and then I'm just going to type for bride there, make it a little bit smaller because now we're going to just put lines here, so make sure that's centered. Oh, we could have it like this. It really depends on what you fancy. So I'm going to just make sure that's all centered, and then all we're going to click now is L. And that's for line, that brings up a line. We want the line style, the line weight to be as thin as it can be. And then we're going to click shift and we're going to pull that across, and that kind of allows it to stay, it stays vertical, because sometimes when you pull it across, it then is moving all over the place, and that can be really annoying. But if you click shift, then it just pulls it out nice and easily. And then I'm going to click copy and paste. I'm going to copy and paste that, and then paste again, just pull it down, paste again, paste again, paste again, paste again. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click shift again, highlight all of these. I'm going to go to position and then tidy up, and that's going to make them all, equally spaced from each other, really super simply. So now, as you can see here, we now have a really nice advice for the bride card. All I might want to do is just bring that down slightly. We could make the border slightly less, but this is just really, really pretty. And if we're looking at all of these different designs now, so we've got our invitation, we have our sign, our wedding, our actual bridal shower sign, and then we've got the advice of the bride. Just remember to bring that kind of textured paper in the back. So I think this video is probably about 30 to 35 minutes long, and that has included me speaking through all the steps and doing that kind of showing you the niche and showing you how much potential there is for the niche. So if I didn't do all of that, then we could probably have made these within about 20 to 25 minutes. We have basically created 3 printables within that kind of overall bundle. There are other things that you can add to that, definitely, but this is such a great start, and it's just to demonstrate to you how easy it is to uncover a niche and then create a really beautiful design. Hopefully you followed along with it and you've gotten some value from this. But whilst we're here, if you actually want to skip the design process altogether, these exact templates that we've created today and many, many more are actually available in my PLR Essentials membership. For just $9 a month, you get immediate access to over 50 different really high quality printables, as you can see here, as well as the ones that we've created today. There's also a really amazing GPT now, and I'm creating such great stuff to add to this and provide you with as much value as possible. With these templates, you can download them, edit them, and list them as your own in minutes. It really just cuts out that learning curve and the design headache. So if you're interested, please do click the link in the description below to learn more. And also, we're not done yet. In the next video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to repurpose these exact designs into something different, a completely different wedding style, and you can then are able to target a new audience without creating from scratch. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you do not miss out. Lastly, remember to download that 101 profitable digital product ideas for the wedding season, packed with value and packed with so many different things that you had never even thought of. And remember, you don't need to be a designer. You don't need expensive tools. You just need Canva, a little creativity and a strategy. And hopefully in this video, I gave you exactly that. With that being said, I wish you all the best and see you next time.